is kind of a creepy dude. Now, some people think AI is boring. This one involving cryptocurrency, biometric data, and the president actually signed an executive order. Romantic, sensual, juicy, etc. Universal basic income. Welcome back, guys. Always good to see you. The new 21st century AI god. OpenAI's Sam Altman has been fired as CEO of the company that he co-founded. And things just keep getting more and more interesting for the company. Maybe this was Bill Gates' plan all along, because now Microsoft has announced a new subsidiary run by Sam Altman. So Sam Altman, obviously a smart guy, he's no dummy, and he clearly played this very well. This guy is going to make a killing. And apparently most of the employees at OpenAI said they would quit if the board doesn't resign. So all those employees would quit and join the Microsoft team run by Sam Altman. So I'm guessing a lot of the employees at OpenAI would have sort of a loyalty to Sam Altman because he's the man who made the company basically a household name. And maybe these employees are loyal to Sam Altman because they're tired of this nonprofit humanist ideals of AI. They want the money. Sam Altman helped the company reach that $30 billion valuation, and if those employees can sell their shares, that valuation will skyrocket to $90 billion, effectively making all the employees very rich.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today about large neural networks. It's really an honor to be here, even more so in the moment than I expected. My name is Sam Altman. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of OpenAI. OpenAI was founded on the belief that artificial intelligence has the potential to improve nearly every aspect of our lives.
So I still find all that hilarious about OpenAI being non-profit. No, it's about making as much money as possible. And Sam Altman might have been the key figure doing that. So all of those people, over 90%, wrote and signed a letter to the OpenAI board demanding they resign, or else they're all going to Microsoft. In the letter to the board of directors, they write, the process by which you terminated Sam Altman and removed Greg Brockman from the board all jeopardized all of this work and undermined our mission and our company. Your conduct has made it clear you did not have the competence to oversee OpenAI. In the letter to the board, signed by the employees, they continue that the leadership team suggested the most stabilizing path forward would be for you to resign the board. Here's a really interesting part of the letter. It says, you also informed the leadership team that allowing the company to be destroyed, and I quote, would be consistent with the mission. That is very interesting. Employees write, we are unable to work with or people that lack competence, judgment, and care for our mission and employees. And they go on to say that they may choose to resign and join the Microsoft team led by Sam Altman, with Microsoft assuring all employees that they will have a job they're waiting for them, with the employees ending the letter saying, if you don't resign immediately, we might take these steps. So maybe this could be an aggressive takeover of the company by Microsoft, or maybe by Bill Gates himself. But with all that happening, the company itself might just go kaput, and Microsoft would come out winning since they would just absorb all of this talent. Sam Altman, maybe he played all this very well. Smart guy. Bill Gates wins again. OpenAI as a company only has like 700 to 800 employees. So if 700 people signed the letter to the board saying they'll resign, well, that's basically the whole company. They would just come crashing down. And don't feel bad. All of these people, despite working for a nonprofit, they're all doing extremely well. Even Salesforce has offered all these employees a bunch of cash and company equity to come work for them, to go work for Salesforce's Einstein AI. So tons and tons of money in this area. Pretty wild. So ChatGPT AI has of course been all the rage. This guy has made AI a household name. So I'll go over why I think this is a good thing for everyone, and I'll go over why I think Sam Altman was kind of exhibiting some similar qualities to Sam Bankman-Fried, believe it or not. So nobody knew this was happening, and actually OpenAI, the company, did a press release Friday afternoon, which this is how the majority of the world found out. And their reasons are exceptionally clear. And I'll point out some of the patterns that I've noticed that Sam Altman uses because he comes from Stanford. Potentially, I think he was heavily influenced by that effective altruism mentality that also coincidentally puts him in the self-selected group of people who is deserving of all of your money, who's deserving of control on a grand global scale, which to me is always a load of baloney. I've made videos previously on ChatGPT, on WorldCoin, the cryptocurrency also developed by Sam Altman, and to say the least, I'm not the biggest fan. So the AI space is filled with some funny things. For example, even the CIA is developing and investing in AI, possibly ChatGPT itself. So the implications behind all of this, I think, is huge. Anyways, to the press release, which does not fool around. Okay, so in the company's press release, they write, Mr. Altman's departure follows a deliberate review process by the board, which concluded that he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board itself, hindering its abilities to exercise its responsibilities. The board no longer has the confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI. What does this all mean? It means that he was lying to them. Sam Altman has been fired as CEO and even as a board member. Another guy from Stanford. Oh my God. The statement continues that OpenAI was deliberately structured to advance the mission, their mission, to ensure that AI benefits all humanity. Now, funny enough, Elon Musk, as another co-founder of OpenAI, said the same thing, that it was supposed to be open sourced, hence the name OpenAI. But all that openness maybe could have been just PR. Course. Nonetheless, many people involved in the project from its inception supposedly said that it wasn't supposed to be the secretive thing, which Sam Altman apparently was going for. Anyway, statement continues, the board remains fully committed to serving this mission. We are grateful for Sam's many contributions to the founding and growth of OpenAI. At the same time, we believe new leadership is necessary as we move forward. Now, if you think ChatGPT or AI is just BS, about 100 million people use ChatGPT every single week. Released just a year ago, this was the fastest growing app or company ever in the history of mankind. Apparently the company is still in talks so that the employees can sell their shares to investors if they want to, and that would bring valuation close to $90 billion or more. So this company and its implications for future businesses is huge. Now, in another monkey wrench thrown into the AI game, the current administration and the president actually signed an executive order. So if you think this won't affect you, well, this will actually affect everyone around the world. So it will affect ChatGPT. Anyways, in the executive order, it was all supposedly about AI's safety and security, protecting individual rights, and somehow even advancing equity and civil rights for AI. Pretty interesting. Promoting innovation, protecting consumers, etc., etc. But most importantly, this one is key here, is position the US to lead the global AI race, which, well, that makes sense. Now, to me, this is absolutely fascinating because even if you don't agree with what it says, it's important to really understand it. Because say you're in another country and you think, these damn Americans, they just want to control everything. Well, maybe some of them do. Corporate globalism, all about monopolizing every single damn thing. So just to summarize what's in the executive order, here's a few bullet points, and they are very, very interesting. Under AI safety and security measures, it says that developers of powerful AI systems must share safety test results with the US government. Safety test results. Pretty interesting. Now remember that the majority, if not nearly all, 9 out of 10 of Fortune 500 companies have pledged to start using and implement AI systems, mainly using building tools provided by ChatGPT to make all of this happen for all those companies. So for every single one of them, this executive order would apply. So it's pretty interesting how far-reaching this executive order could go, not just in terms of safety protocol, but also financial implications and the implications for all these businesses and how deep they will go. For example, the executive order says that AI systems posing any risks to the economy, to public health, or national security must first notify the government itself during development. So essentially that is so broad, it could actually cover the majority of companies, which is exceptionally interesting. It says that the Department of Homeland Security should also establish an AI safety and security board under a section called biological risks and AI-enabled fraud protection. It even says that the executive order seeks to establish standards for detecting AI-generated content and authenticating official content. It says that under National Security Memorandum on AI that they will direct further actions on the AI and security for military and intelligence use. Anyways, it seems a little coincidental that the executive order basically sounds like they could overtake the AI business. I think it's kind of strange. So they have a website detailing the executive order's main objectives when it comes to AI. Now, as you can see here, it says administration's actions on AI. And if you need a job, they're hiring, because they're saying that they're rapidly hiring talent to build and govern AI to fulfill the priorities set forth by the administration. See, to me, it sounds like they're taking over AI. Now, and what I find kind of hilarious is that New York Times just put out an article saying that Sam Altman was booted out of OpenAI because of Terminator scenarios, like robots or AI taking over the world. I highly, highly doubt that at all. Despite all these spooky fears, remember that the company just a few months ago was valued at $30 billion, which is insane, but only now recently that's been upped to close to $90 billion. So a classic case of entrepreneurs starting companies and getting kind of greedy. Just goes to show that this is a classic case of money, 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 dictating the shuffling around of different people just to see who the hell can hold on to the biggest bag. And if you've ever tried ChatGPT, it's actually kind of impressive what it can do. There's no denying that. And it's actually, to some degree, pretty cool. As usual, it's all about money and control, which the executive order, honestly, to me, perfectly points that out. Even the president of OpenAI, Greg Brockman, actually quit because, well, good friends with Sam Altman. Now this fellow here, Ilya Sutskever, he actually was one of the co-founders also of OpenAI. This guy supposedly is the one who led the coup to get rid of Sam Altman. And this character has an interesting background because he co-founded DNN Research, which was acquired by Google some years back, and that was a deep learning startup. So him, along with Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and others, started OpenAI as a non-profit, which makes it super, super interesting. A non-profit that was able to get $1 billion in funding. There's a lot of profit in AI and non-profits. Now you think all these people would put $1 billion if they couldn't make a so much so that eventually Microsoft would go on to pump $10 billion into the whole thing and use ChatGPT as part of their online Bing search engine experience. To me, all this is absolutely fascinating because it's not going away. It's actually going to accelerate on into the future. Now, another weird and interesting thing about this company is that OpenAI only now has 4 people on the board, 3 of which are independent directors that actually don't work for the company nor hold any kind of equity in the company. So Sam Altman, who grew up in St. Louis, he went to college prep school, learned to code at 8 years old. And he is a bit of a character because apparently he told the New Yorker that having a Macintosh computer, a Mac, helped him come out to his parents aged 16. And Sam did study 2 years at Stanford University before dropping out. I wonder if he took a class with Joe or Barbara. Anyways, now he has time for his other project, Tools for Humanity, another startup, this one involving cryptocurrency. So here we see examples of this altruism language use to lure in people. So check out the website, toolsforhumanity.com. Here it is. These are the people responsible for WorldCoin cryptocurrency, and Sam Altman is the one behind it. It's the same altruism language used by all of these people, maybe all from Stanford. Their website is super simple, basically has nothing in it except for the names of Sam Altman and Alex Blania, the founders. But the language use, it always bothers me. They say Tools for Humanity is a technology company built to ensure a more just economic system, and WorldCoin is not allowed to be in the United States. Probably a good thing. Anyway, so why does this bother me so much? Well, it's the whole concept of World ID, proving that you're a real human in the age of AI. I'm not a fan of that stuff, and especially anyone proclaiming that they have the keys to unlock these contemporary problems. So Sam Altman and WorldCoin, they see where the future is headed. Of course, with the whole online global community. On their own website, it says WorldCoin is intended to be the world's largest, most inclusive identity and financial public utility, owned by everyone. Sure, Altman. And it continues, WorldCoin crypto token, where laws allow the first digital currency to be freely distributed to people for just being human, i.e. we print it out of thin air and we give you something that you can actually trade for money, so that they can get your data, your provable human data, which of course in the online game is very valuable. So they know that online data is extremely valuable. That's how Facebook makes its money. That's how Google makes their money. But the use of this altruistic language is the part that really bothers me, which is exactly what Scam Sam did. They even say, if successful, WorldCoin's global decentralized identity and financial network could drastically increase financial opportunities. And they talk a crazy flowery game because they go as far as saying that all of this will enable a global democratic process going as far, and this sounds nutty, but going as far as saying that this will enable an AI-funded universal basic income, which is absolutely out of this world. And let's just be honest, it's just total. It's all about getting people to use WorldCoin and getting their data. That's all that it is, biometric data. So now we know that ChatGPT used Twitter, now called X, but they used it to train ChatGPT, going behind the back of Twitter. And of course, this aided in making the company extremely, extremely valuable. Sneaky, sneaky, because Sam Altman was using Twitter, X, to train ChatGPT behind Elon's back. So much so that Elon Musk actually had to block ChatGPT from accessing Twitter, X. Another funny thing is that Sam Altman was supposedly working on an AI chip startup to rival NVIDIA. NVIDIA got rich because they make microprocessors, specifically graphic processing units, GPUs, which are highly utilized in AI. And they basically have no rivals, and they've gotten filthy rich off of AI, which, you know, good for them and good for the company. So Sam Altman was looking for investors in the Middle East, of all places, seeking to raise billions of dollars for an AI chip rivaling NVIDIA. Funny enough, that NVIDIA had gifted OpenAI a supercomputer back in 2015 to get them off the ground. Obviously helping with large complex problems, it reduced the processing time from 6 days down to 2 hours. So that's how much these things are worth. Now, as an interesting side note, with the executive order, the reason why I showed that is because Elon Musk, SpaceX, is basically a military contractor. And a lot of people forget that. Well, I just don't believe that things exist in a vacuum. Everything happens for a reason, and there really are not many coincidences, because of course OpenAI would have never reached the amount of valuation that it has if it wasn't for Microsoft pumping billions and billions of dollars. They pledged $10 billion to work with OpenAI, their biggest investor by far. Now, if you look at the founding members and all of the organizations around the formation of OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Peter Thiel with his Palantir, Elon Musk with SpaceX, all of these entrepreneurs, all of these companies, guess what? They're all military contractors. Huge, huge dollars involved in that. It's massive. Because of course, once you become that kind of contractor for the government, it is mega big bucks. It is so much money, it's insane. Now, some people think AI is boring, but it doesn't need to be. There's a company called LoveSense, a smart toy company that apparently is incorporating ChatGPT. Anyways, TechCrunch did an article on this AI-powered toy, which apparently you can use ChatGPT to personalize your emotional and physical preferences. Apparently, the ChatGPT voiceover companion reads to you some juicy, juicy stories. And while it's reading spicy fiction to you, the ChatGPT will control the toy itself. Pretty interesting. According to the company, it will take you on a journey into the hinterlands that users can decide on the story they want to hear. Romantic, sensual, juicy, etc. The company says that users can select their main characters and even their locations. So ChatGPT is coming to the bedroom, guys. It's pretty interesting. And according to various polls, both men and women would indulge in various fantasies when it comes to robots, which my guess is they would be powered by AI. Fascinating stuff. Way, way in the future, there's going to be stories told about the old days when people used to meet at bars after having one too many drinks and maybe hook up without ChatGPT involved. Wouldn't that be something? So, artificial intelligence, from phones all the way to your car, from computers to robotics to basically national security. Everything you can think of, AI might be involved. So the AI hero, Sam Altman, a pioneer, an altruistic fan, a universal basic income fan, absolutely fired. So all of this is exceptionally fascinating and all a window as to what the hell is going to come in the next few years. All right, guys, I hope I didn't bore you with this AI talk. Hopefully you found it as interesting as I do. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me again. As always, the best part is hearing your thoughts, your comments. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love how insightful they are. All right, guys, well, thanks so much again. Please don't forget to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Crazy times.